All right. Appears I drew the short straw again. It is October 28th, the year of 2021. And this is the Loose Screws podcast. I think I'm supposed to read this random stuff at the beginning about loosescrews.com to come buy merch and stuff like that and see our awesome website, or come join us on Discord. That's discord.io/loosescrews and come join all the fun. I think we'll start by, the usual kind of thing. We'll go around at the table here and see what the people who are here did this week, both in real life and in game. We'll go in the order that they showed up in channel tonight. Let's go with Lieutenant Commander Data.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. This nice table is currently triangular in shape, so that the three of us can sit here and look at each other during. Glad to be here.
Good. What did you do this week?
Mostly participating in the community events, which we'll talk about, I'm sure. Had a couple fun nights with the gang, a bunch of people in the Discord. We did some coordinated things in game. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And now I'm heading to buy them new modified Guardian plasma chargers that were being offered. Yep.
Now, Dubs, you made it in here tonight a little bit late, but you did make it. How are you, and what have you been up to other than work?
Well, work is kind of the big thing. That's real life, is just work. Haven't really done anything fun or interesting in game. Just kicking the bug's ass.
Kicking the bug's ass.
So, yeah, very, very boring week for me.
Let's segue into that, and let's move backwards in the week then. You mentioned the bugs. That was last night. Those of you listening that were there know, all about it, but others don't. You can come join the fun. Last night we went bug hunting. I'm still way the hell in the black, sagaz, but Dubs was nice enough to let me fly his fighter and get blown up about 75 times. And I learned something about that. I'd never really done multi-crew too much, messing around in fighters and some Haz-Reses here and there, but I'd always rather just be in my own ship than in a fighter. So it was cool that the bonds and all that stuff that you collect, you just get directly in your account when you leave multi-crew. You don't have to go turn them in at, whatchamacallit. What are they called? Interstellar factors, but not that. The bond retrieval people.
The mercenary.
Yeah, the combat bond folks.
Yeah. I've been out in the black way too long. I have no idea what that's called anymore. But everybody else, they coordinated at... I'll let somebody who understands what was actually happening better than I do explain it. Who wants to in?
Yeah, the big coordinator for this was Commander Volt Solet. He's the one that's actually done this before. I think we modeled it after AXI's.
Well, back up. Give Crash credit first. He's our official event coordinator. Volt lended a mighty hand on this one, though.
That's right. Crash, the official Loose Screws event coordinator, got this idea and got the schedule together and rallied the troops. And I think we followed the AXI's Finance Fridays format for this event, which consisted of one of the leftover megaship distress signals that we could gather at and pretty much continually spawn thargoids, interceptors, scouts. And we had I don't know how many people we wound up having in that instance in the private group, but 8, 12 commanders?
There was at least enough for 3 full wings.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I made it maybe through half of the night before I went bye-bye.
Did you at least make it to the point where we got completely overwhelmed?
I think so, at least one of the times.
Yeah.
I was in there for a Hydra.
it went from struggling to get the bastards to spawn till like out of fucking nowhere. It was like, oh hey, how's about 3 at once? Oh, by the way, one's a Hydra. Oh, here's a Medusa. Oh, here's a Basilisk. Like fuck, chill, one at a time.
It was fun for those of us who've done a lot of AX combat in the past, and I think several people it was their first time seeing the bugs up close and personal. So that was cool.
Yeah, everybody seemed to have a lot of fun. And like that was my first time actually a Hydra. I've seen I've seen everything else. I've never had the guts to even go, drop in on a Hydra site. So that
like
was
a whole different
a lot of fun.
class, just in terms of HP and damage output. Like I think with like 10 of us in there, we were able to exert a heart once, not even destroy it.
We did destroy one heart.
Oh,
we managed to destroy one heart, and after that happened, we all kind of turned separate ways and boosted. And for some reason, Volt in a T7 decided he was going to volunteer to take the aggro while everyone else escaped, not realizing that he couldn't get away from it when the time was right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's an intimidating beast. But our triangle just became a square again here, I think. Let's give Haight a chance to talk about what he's been doing this week and his thoughts on the AX event last night.
I just said this on the last show, but I made it into the top 1,000 of CQC.
Nice. We haven't gotten to the CQC part yet. We're going backwards. I like to do things completely in reverse.
There aren't even 1,000 people that play that mode.
Shut your hole.
You caught me in my lie. But yeah, I followed the boys out here because I fell asleep on one of the carriers. So I figured since I was out here, I might as well. And I've collected almost everything I need for the shard cannons, so can be doing that while we record the show tonight. But
what ship were you in last night? I forget.
Challenger.
That's right. What did you think of the event?
Once we started getting them spawning, the fun definitely took off. And Commander Seraph from AXI dropped in. Have you mentioned that?
Have not mentioned that yet. It's on my notebook here.
Oh, Commander Seraph from AXI dropped in and invited us to join Financial Fridays so we can figure out what the F we were doing wrong and what the F we were doing right.
Yeah, I think we're just going to start doing Whack-a-Bug Wednesdays, kind of make it a regular thing. I think that's kind of the plan, isn't it?
Whack-off Wednesdays?
Yeah, Whack-em-off Wednesdays.
That's actually what he was saying in general chat earlier. It was every week or every other week.
Yeah, I think having some planned things a couple nights a week and having them come every week, nobody's obligated to make sure that they're every Wednesday for that event. But if you want to do something on a Wednesday night, if we're planning on doing it, I'm sure we'd get at least a few people every week, and some weeks way more than others. And a good way the credits are very impressive. You build up credits very fast.
How much did people make last night?
I was only there for like an hour, and I made like 50 million.
So I think me and Trax made the biggest amount, and I came in just shy of 100 million.
Nice.
And unless someone more efficient, way faster.
Yeah, way faster. I mean, there were times where we were slowing down because Volt said that if you overdo it with like the gibbing, that you can break the instance. Like something will happen to where they'll stop spawning in. So there were times where we would have to like back off and slow down because we would kill a heart and then immediately exert the next one because everyone was already lobbing whatever the hell they had at it.
Yeah, and if you get too many people, there's no way around that, I don't think.
No, not with the Cyclops. With the Medusa, it was too easy to not kill it too fast because, he was kicking our asses. And then the Hydra, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, you're not going to accidentally kill a Hydra too fast.
Oh, no.
I don't think you're going to accidentally kill a Hydra, period. But yeah. But that was last night, and that'll be next Wednesday. Anybody interested? Once again, I'll pitch the Discord. Come join us in Discord. We've got an events channel where we talk about where we'll be, what we're doing. Come have fun. Now, the night before that, randomly, because we're on the AX stuff, we noticed today with the with the patch or whatever, that there's some new plasma accelerators or something that are good for bugs. Who knows about those?
I haven't gotten them yet because I'm actually about to head out and get me some more weapon blueprints. But supposedly they're similar situation to the shards. Much higher shot speed. That's like the biggest thing that I can tell. And the damage is almost double what the stock form is.
Yeah, it's essentially a increased damage and essentially a hit scan plasma charger.
Yeah, I mean the fall off does start at the kilometer, so they're not technically like a long range because usually you associate wicked high projectile speed with long range, but it's not the case. Like they're still 3 kilometers maximum, 1 kilometer fall off, but they got that 6,000 meter per second projectile speed, which is stupid fast and amazing.
The Guardian sites are going to be busy for the next week or so with people getting their weapon fragments and stuff.
Yeah, so now that we're gonna have good size 2 weapons for AX, the plasmas and the shards, we can outfit our Piranha squad properly, deal with them. And I think the biggest benefit from these new modified ones is the much higher penetration. I know for the shards, I'm not sure if the plasmas have a better penetration yet, but I'll get around to testing that whenever I get my hands on them.
Sweet. Night before, so last night was Wednesday. Day before was Tuesday. See, I'm good at days. I learned them a week or so ago. Tuesday we did CQC night, which is going to be a regular Tuesday event. We had a good turnout. I mean, we filled the lobby with 8 people. We just played deathmatch for like 3.5 hours. A few more people, we could have probably had 2 lobbies going because you get randos popping in and stuff. And I know Hate was there. Dubs couldn't make it because he worked late. I don't think Data made it. Data was doing research for the bug event.
Right. Yeah, I was hanging out in voice.
He was in voice, though. As typical, Scotty was frustrating a lot of people because he was murdering them. Hate played a lot tracks with his flight assist off. He got in a bit late, but he showed up for about half the matches. And I accumulated 300 kills over the course of the night. That is the most kills I've ever accumulated in one day in CQC ever. Being that you were there, Hate, what did you think?
Man, you and Scotty are some tough guys to kill. Like, wow. I did not expect
a lot
Scotty
of hours.
I did not expect Scotty to come in and just like keep punching me in the mouth like he did.
Yeah, he comes out of nowhere. As I said a couple times, because he wasn't in voice. He says he's going to try to get in voice this coming Tuesday. That would be good because I'd like to hear his take on stuff because it's funny. You guys go, "Goddamn Scotty, goddamn Scotty." And I don't know if you're just cursing him so much because I'm in channel and you don't feel like cursing me, but it is funny. I want him in there.
We expect you to bring the hammer, not single malt Scotty from PlayStation suddenly coming in and just like Mike Tyson us in the face.
For all we know, he's a super advanced AI bot that posts in Discord and acts like a human, but you never know. He's just too good.
Well, hopefully he shows up. Oh, we got a Teflon Craig meme. Nice. Thanks, Tef. It was a good time. I'd like to see Dubs get there, and next time I'd like to see us try some team deathmatch or some capture the flag. But everybody just seemed to be. I mean, we were having a ton of fun. I mean, Crash. Yeah. He had never really done much. He was loving every minute of it, getting blown up again and again. But he was having fun. But
and organized the whole thing also.
Organized the whole thing, which was great. We'll be doing that. And I'll tell you, because I'm out in the black, I'm doing this jump, and I'm in Odyssey because I'm plant gunning. So I'm queued in Odyssey most nights for CQC, and I'll be in that queue for like 3 hours and not a single match will pop. So if anybody's bored on, an average weeknight and you want a CQC match, if you queue in Odyssey, you'll probably get me. So just want to come kill me a few times, like get a couple friends and you guys agree that you're just going to attack Chig, I'm okay with that, just so I can get some more matches in, because I just need more matches. Practice. Anything else on that, guys?
Well, it made sense that you stayed in deathmatch because it seemed like the matchmaking was working, and you don't want to mess that up. If you would have tried to switch to team deathmatch,
That
it
was
seems
my
like
I was afraid of that. I think we mentioned that in chat a few times. We thought about switching, but we were tentative to do it. And like I didn't when I play with the guys in Europe, during the day sometimes, I get at least 2 or 3 crashes to desktop, in that like hour to 2 hours I might get to play during the day. In the evening on Tuesday, I didn't have a crash to desktop the entire night. So I don't know if it has something to do with because they're all over in Europe and there's that, like there was an AX heart bug that, that's what they ended up determining was causing that. So I don't know if that's what's causing the CQC thing, but it was weird not to crash even a single time in 3.5 hours.
Hold on. I do want to preface what I'm about to say with saying we are not sponsored, so I'm not throwing any names out. But I wonder if a VPN would clean that up. Do you happen to run one?
I do not.
I feel like a VPN would not be the answer for a game that relies on peer-to-peer networking and like low ping time.
because it's not actually changing your location, right?
Yeah,
Right.
because it's not like your computer is just gonna instantly shoot straight to theirs like that. I mean, there's like the matchmaking servers that have to organize all that. And I feel like a VPN is just gonna complicate that. I mean, I guess I could be wrong. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, do we know if like when the AX guys were having the heart issues, if they tried any of that as solutions? Because they had that problem figured out for quite a while. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I've
know
asked
either.
a question and like I don't have any additional insight. Like, I wonder about this thing I don't know anything about.
All right, fair enough.
I always like to say there's no stupid questions, but
just stupid people. All
Get
right.
back to us if you have a VPN and you've ever had a weird crash or disconnect.
this podcast brought to you by NordVPN.
There we go. There we
Not
go.
yet, but soon probably.
And I will do. Manituk requested, and people thought it would be a good idea. Me going over the loadouts and CQC and stuff, and I'll do that on a show in the coming weeks. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on CQC tonight. We've got other stuff we want to talk about, and we just want to get out of here. So how about we do a squad update? Bang, squadron update. Hey.
Rex is going to record that and then later play it back to spite you.
He's just gonna leave it in the episode. What are you talking about? You think he's gonna go in there and remove it to put the real stuff in?
No. Later in other episodes, it's going to come back and Chick's just going to get like red and embarrassed. We're trying to get Ross 310 into expansion. We got some primary plans and some backup plans. And we're also attempting to consolidate several systems. Still, as of recording, trying to lose a war so that our neighborhood anarchy faction neighbors that we like, because they're great neighbors. Big shout out to Brotherhood of Terra Mater, can stay in control of that system. They are active in 6 or more wars right now, including the one in the Likogyo.
Yeah.
Pity poo poo?
I speak English okay, but not Mandarin. I'm sorry. And we got some stuff going on behind the scenes. Got some stuff in front. As always, there are orders in Discord. I'm pretty sure there are people that check the orders every day and don't ever actually talk to any of us. But yeah, that's all we got on the BGS front currently.
Relatively quiet. All right. I guess that'll bring us to this whole Galnet recap thing that we started with our good buddy Bard. We were kind of hoping he'd be here live, but he recorded something just in case he couldn't make it, and he couldn't make it. So I think I'm going to play this. We'll have to, if it's super loud, I'm sure Trax will fix it in post. But here we go. Here's Bard with Galnet.
So let's get started with Torville Mining Limited. Requests resources. Okay, fantastic. I didn't care about this sober. I don't care about this drunk. It's another delivery mission for Torville Mining again. This time there's a reward. If you really give a damn, you can go unlock it yourself in EGM 559 on the Pride of Bitterwood, probably starting tomorrow. Okay, this is Wednesday again, so today for Thursday listeners or Friday listeners, whatever, whenever you hear this after Wednesday. You can go unlock it yourself. It's a 1D mining laser. It's got long range. That's it. If it's grade 5. Ooh. Yeah, but we can go ahead and move on from there because I don't care. I really don't care. All right, Scrivener's Clan resists Orion University. Pretty cool. So it kind of plays a little bit into what I thought the CG would be last week of Scrivener's Clan absolutely wrecking the shit out of Orion University, but not quite. No. We're just continuing on with the Orion University trying to crack the hull of Scrivener's treasure to get a taste of that data core, the knowledge core. But yeah, they haven't gotten anywhere yet. And a neat little plot twist is that Canon Research has offered to buy the dredger from Orion University for a grand total of 360 billion credits. This is just reported by Galnet News Digest. So props to those guys for letting that get out in the airwaves, saying, hey, Canon Research wants to buy this. Neat. So instead of Orion University having the problems of getting into the knowledge core, it'll be Canon's problem getting into the knowledge core. For Orion University, this is kind of a neat deal. Instead of us having to deal with the problem, we make 360 billion credits and somebody else has to deal with the problem. Moving on. Senators offered to protect Hadrian Duval because his ass got blown up. Well, Starport did. But yeah, he and his family got attacked by the NMLA bastards again. Shock and surprise. Who could have predicted that was going to happen after the announcement of a baby? So, yeah, because while Hadrian doesn't have, claim to the throne of Emperor of the Empire, his child might, which kind of makes sense to me, I guess. Sort of. Considering, I guess that kid's surname is Duval, and that's the rules we're going by. Okay, fine. Blood lineage to Duval bloodline, all right, fine, whatever. But the catch is that he's got to give up Nova Imperium. And that's going to piss off a lot of people. And he might not just have the NMLA to worry about. That's how bad this could get, how ugly it could get for him. But he might do it, And it's not even just for him getting his name cleared and cleaned up by the Empire itself to be recognized as the grandson, the legitimate heir of Angus Duval, but just so that his kid can, have a good life as the emperor. But, I guess we'll see. We don't really know. And that's kind of interesting to think about the future of the empire. It'll be resolved one way or another, but this is an interesting little twist that's come up. So we'll see how that plays out. Leading us to our final story, the Alliance and Marlinists address refugee crisis. Because what a shock and surprise, the Alliance didn't plan for refugees. They just took them in without being asked to, and then blamed the Federation for saying, we keep taking in people, and that, blaming the Federation and Empire, because Marlinists are from the Empire, but I remember a story a while ago saying, we keep taking in you guys' people, why can't you clean your own house? Meanwhile, they're not being asked to take people in, they're just taking them in without any planning, and we all suddenly are shocked by the fact that they're suffering, the refugees are suffering. No, really? Wow. When Winters offered to take refugees in, she had a community goal. Please help deliver aid. We need to be able to take care of these folks. Fine, regardless of your stance of that, she at least had the realization of, hey, by the way, we're taking in more people. We need more resources. Yeah, let's get more resources because we have more people. Or the Alliance is run by Mahone. So, yeah, Winters has, at least the ability to rub a few brain cells together to realize she needs more things for more people, whereas Mahone, I think, hears an echo somewhere. All right, that's actually going to wrap this up because I have nothing else. As for my guess as to what the CG could be, copy paste last week's guess to this week. I got nothing. I don't know. It was so random. It could be anything. It really could be at this point. I don't know. But Halloween's coming up. Spooky things coming up. Maybe. So, yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb. Say the new CG, it's got to be the spooky thing. So, yeah. Anyways, thank y'all for listening. Have a good night.
Well, that was our good buddy Bard with a good recap of the Galnet and a little speculation. You guys have anything on that?
Well, he's kind of right. Pretty spoopy. Thargoid's attacking.
Say spoopy?
Spoopy.
Spoopy Halloween, October.
Spoopy Halloween.
It's Spooptober.
It's Spooptober.
Spoopy is in.
Well, I'll just say,
2 days.
Do appreciate him doing that for us. It'd be nice to get him on the show so we could ask some questions maybe or something along those lines. I'm going to admit I'm out in the black. I don't follow it all that closely. So if I didn't listen to, Bard's little thing, I would have no freaking idea what's going on. I don't know about you guys.
I guess I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I scan the stories that Bard posts to his Discord channel, and then I observe the meme at the end, and that gives me the gist of how I should feel about the story.
Perfect. So now should we move on to some other things that none of us follow all that closely, but yet are doing a podcast about? Let's get into dev news. This week's Tuesday stream was Zach versus Bruce. They were doing some PvP. Did anybody here catch any of this?
No.
Negative.
Loose screws. We got screws loose.
It's almost like we're loose in the head.
Yeah. Lazy. We should be called the lazy screws.
Hey, now, I've been working late every day. Give me a break.
Oh, yes. Work.
It's you. It's your fault, Chig.
All right. One thing of interest on Tuesday was Lave Radio. They apparently congratulated somebody in Loose Screws for reaching Elite in CQC. Nobody in Loose Screws has reached Elite in CQC yet, but soon. TM.
Thank you.
But the big news on Lave Radio was there's another store alert, this time by the great Jan Trax with his great musical ability. I'm going to say I haven't heard it yet. Has anybody heard the new? I hear it's like a dubstep thing. I don't know what that is.
No.
Nobody got a chance to
No,
listen
I
to
have
Lave Radio
not.
this week. It's in my player. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
I've never listened to Lave Radio ever.
Oh my God! Don't admit. All right, yeah. I listened to it
I was
on it.
afraid to admit that myself, but now that Data spoke up.
Okay, I used to listen to it every week, but now I'm having a hard time getting all of my podcasts in. So I usually end up binging like 3 or 4 weeks in a row when I go on a road trip or something and get caught back up. I want to make it a point to listen to this week's because of our good buddy Trax's dubstep thing. I'm curious. His other one, the In the Jungle, store alert thing. I don't know why we don't just play his store alerts at the end of the show because he made them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We could be telling people what to buy in the store. But then again, most of us have boycotted buying FDev, giving them any real money for a while. So maybe we don't want to promote their stuff. Huh. Well, let's move on to Wednesday.
It really came
in the
full circle
news.
there, huh?
Yeah. Wednesday, update 8 launched. Anybody want to talk about that so I don't have to?
Actually, update 8.1 also launched today.
Well, I was talking about Wednesday.
I think we should handle them together, though.
Okay. By we, you mean you? Go.
All right. Okay. So they called it Update 8. Really, it was Patch 8. Very few new features were actually added to the base game. Horizons also got the update, or Odyssey. Emotes, you can point at stuff, you can wave at people, you can teabag still, of course.
I really appreciate the concise video that Burpit put out showing all the emotes.
Yeah, that definitely was the highlight of the week so far. Out of emotes, I think that's really going to speed up that machinima whose name is escaping me from Odyssey. Oh man,
I don't remember either. Sorry.
Osashis is in it, and like we were the first community Osashis joined when he started playing Elite, which fills me with joy.
Yay!
But they introduced several bugs while trying to squash bugs.
I know.
One of which was reduced payouts from thargoids, and we ate that on one of our kills yesterday. But they have already fixed that in 8.1
They're gonna
today.
give me my money back?
You could open a ticket if you feel like.
Look, they will go back and take money away if you use a bug to earn it not the right way. But if the bug fucks you, we're cool. We're just gonna let it slide.
To tie this back to the bug night last night, there's a lot of connection issues people were having, right? Tracks.
Mauve Adder.
Rubs. Mauve Adder was the name of the bug last night.
I was just straight up crashing the desktop like 6 times in a row, and I had to reboot my computer.
Yeah, Tesnik, a member of our community, said he was getting it almost every time he entered the instance. He'd get a Mauve Adder, crash the desktop.
Shut down field. Lots to crash the desktops. I somehow managed to protect everyone with my field neutralizer, yet I got booted.
Yeah, it was a lot. And now, I don't know. That was our first time doing that. And anytime we do stuff in a group, we get connection issues and stuff. So I didn't know how much of that was, because of the patch. I'm going to go benefit of the doubt and say, hey, this fuck up was because of the patch you just put out, rather than this has been a recurring problem for a long time. Yeah. But it still was very frustrating, and hopefully that gets remedied, because it was a lot of disconnects last night.
Yeah.
Anything else of note on this patch? It was megaship interiors too, right?
A specific class of megaship. I'm not looking directly at the notes.
The Wells class megaship,
which is what the Colonia Bridge project. They say stage 1 of 3. Really, it's stage 2 of 3, because back in the day when they found the orbital station in Colonia, they did put several of the outposts out there along the connection highway.
Yeah, there's what, 2 between the bubble and Colonia?
I think it's
Or is there
4.
more? Is it 4? Okay.
Don't hold me to that, please.
Yeah, I know I've stopped at 2, so I didn't know if there were more or not, but
So
no.
really, it's 2 of 4 that are finished. So we should be expecting 2 of 3, or 3 of 4, and then later the last part of that connection highway.
And they seem to have all the services that stations have, right? Plus
Yeah.
plus a little extra.
Yeah,
Little extra.
these escape pods.
That looks sweet.
What was that?
I like how they described that in the patch notes. Yeah, it technically kills you, but you keep your inventory.
It's a suicide booth.
Yeah, it's a suicide booth.
Futurama, yes.
They also cleaned up a lot of the I'm not going to call it a memory leak, but the real low frame rates that a lot of people were having in Odyssey have been cleaned up, or at least that's the report so far.
I'll be the judge of that.
my little comparison I've made this week was before update 8, I did a surface conflict zone, and whoever was in voice chat with me was hearing me yell at the computer screen about the bad frame rates, like almost essentially unplayable single digit frame rates for the entire
Are you on
thing.
like a 1050?
Excuse me, a 1050 Ti, please?
Oh, okay.
Oh, may as well be running on the IGP.
It shouldn't be that bad, okay? I've got the AMD thing turned on to potato mode.
You're using an
leave
AMD
alone.
technology on your NVIDIA graphics
Whatever.
card.
No, that graphic setting, that super sampling setting.
The Fidelity Cast or some shit.
Yeah. Anyways, and the NPCs were just standing there. All of the NPCs on both teams were just standing wherever they would drop in from the drop ships.
Yeah,
So
low
I could-
frame rate, but the thing was really easy to do.
So I could just run from point to point, and they would only shoot at me if I shot at them first.
Well, if you had the shotgun that killed him in 2 pellets and you're point blank, pull the trigger, profit.
But tonight I did another one, and it went pretty smoothly. Everything worked the way it should have, as far as I could tell. Frame rates were good enough for me. And so, yeah, it from that one data point before and after the update, it was a vast improvement.
In my anecdotal update, being that I'm just out in the black and all I'm doing is plant gunning, so I didn't see any frame rate issues. I've been on planets in the SRV, and when I hop out, I'm between 120 and 144, FPS. So I haven't noticed any frame rates. But since the patch, the plants seem to be spawning in later than they did before. If I'm, going along the surface in my SRV right now, and, when you're flying, I'll fly right over, not see any plants. Then when I touch down and look behind me, the plants will be there. So it's making things a little tricky at the moment. I'm hoping that that gets fixed, and it could just be a me problem, but I haven't changed any settings. The only thing that's changed is patch. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's not game breaking. It's just immersion breaking.
Oh no.
Jin.
Not my immersion.
And then that brings us to today. Two things happened today. I'm not going to say two interesting things happened today. We'll first go over. Oh yeah, well, actually, patch 8.1 hit today. That would be the third thing, but we already covered that as a yesterday news thing. So to move forward, one thing of interest is ARCs increased to 1,200. The weekly cap 1,200 instead of 400 until November 4th. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if anybody knows why they did that. And then they did a Halloween stream today, which I
tuned in and saw Bruce. Was Bruce on there?
Yeah.
I saw Bruce drawing a picture of a crate on a whiteboard, and then I turned it off.
Yeah, that was Crate Phantom of the Opera. I think he was drawing at that point. Yeah, they did like a Pictionary kind of game. Early on, they did some pumpkin carving pictures and stuff. People Elite themed. They did that stellar screenshots. It was a
Actually,
whole lot
in
of
in the studio, right? They actually were in the studio. That's
they were in the
nice.
studio.
Wild.
Yeah, Sally, Zach, and Bruce were in there, and they did their
Nice.
they did the whole little thing. It was cutesy, fartsy. I thought that maybe they'd be announcing some Halloween event coming up, or there'd be something to it. Or I was hoping that they would have talked about there was a development update. Development update 5 came out today. Now this one has some actual interesting things. 8 just hit, so they decided to talk about what's coming up in 9 and beyond. Maybe I'll just go through these one at a time, and we'll give you guys each a chance to kind of talk about them. Obviously they talk about optimizing performance. That's hopefully that's an ongoing thing as long as the game is still live. But then, the first thing that they mention in update 9, the next upcoming update is the twin seat combat SRV. And they even gave a little screenshot that we're all assuming is the gun on the top of the combat SRV. Looks interesting. What do you guys think?
I am saying plasma accelerator based on how it looks.
I really think that it looks like a railgun.
That's what I'm thinking. Dubs, did you get a chance to look at it?
No, I haven't examined it in detail. Not enough to make any assumptions.
Okay. To me, I'm hoping that it looks like that the way that it's mounted, that you're going to be able to mount different weapons on it.
Just the little bit of the top of the actual vehicle, you can see it kind of looks tank-like, kind of flat on the top and sloped down the front. I don't know. I hope it looks like
armored.
A tank. Yeah, armored. Yeah.
What it doesn't look like is the soft-hacked Scorpion SRVs from the leak during the Odyssey beta.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't be sure. But just seeing the very top of the roof, I'm guessing you're right. I'd have to go back and see that picture again.
Kind of looks like it's blown up that adjacent planet in the background.
It does.
It's shot at that planet and destroyed it. So might be a little bit imbalanced gameplay. We'll have to see.
Death Star V.
Heyo.
Heyo. All right. Then, and other things in 9, further mission additions and improvements. So they're going to keep working on missions. Okay. Shocking. Mission context at POIs, actually, probably ongoing mission stuff where you're talking to people at POIs and going from there. Okay. Mission providers at settlements. Okay. Now here's the one that had people losing their minds today. A multi-limpet controller. I'm going to read it here just so that it's in their words.
God.
The multi-limpet controller is a new module that works in addition to existing limpet controllers, allowing players to deploy multiple limpet types using a single module slot. This new controller is not intended to replace the existing dedicated limpet controllers and will be balanced against these within the game, allowing basic use of multiple limpet types without a dedicated slot for each. All right, your thoughts on this one? Should I call out people in order, or do you guys want to ramble? Just shout out whatever you want.
I think we can expect the most in-depth analysis from Dubs on this one.
Usually in-depth anal.
I can give you what I think it might or expect it to be or what I would like to see out of it, but they haven't given us enough information to really give it a good analysis.
Well, then let's go some speculative
analysis. What I would assume, since they're saying it's being balanced, what would make sense is if, say you want to pack multiple size 1 modules into a larger slot. If you take a size 3 slot, the multi-limpet controller would eat one of those 3, allowing you to put 2 size 2s into a 3. Or maybe that is a little.
Or
That might actually be giving us too much benefit. They may
What if
wind up eating a little more than that and causing us to use maybe a size 5 slot would allow you to employ 2 size 1s or something, to that,
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're not going to allow you to, abuse it. They're not going
It's-
to make it too good.
I think it'll be like they'll sell like combo Olympic controllers,
That's how
several
you think it'll do?
combo Olympic controllers, but it'll just let you have like one of each kind out at a time, and maybe you reduced range, reduced Olympic speed. That's how they'll balance it.
They're all priced as A units, but only come in like B.
I would definitely prefer to see it to where it splits an existing slot into 2 smaller slots to allow you to put 2 Olympic controllers in there.
I don't trust them to be able to pull that off. I
It
don't know
says-
why.
It says it'll use a single module slot. The paragraph.
Oh yeah,
does.
it'll use the module slot, and then you go into it similar to how you would buy an SRV
Mm.
or an SLF for those bays. You would
Okay.
go down into that sub menu and then buy the Olympic controllers inside of there.
Okay.
That's
That's
interesting.
what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking it's actually going to be more just like a size, like how many limpets can you deploy on your size 7 that you had the other night, your repair limpet controller at a time? Like 8, 7, something like that. I'm thinking the multi thing would take like the same size slot, but you could only deploy half the limpets, but you can deploy whatever kind of limpets you want. That's what I'm guessing they're going to do.
That'd be interesting. There is one type of limpet I know they're going to support, and that's the crash to desktop limpet.
That's too helpful not to have. If I want to see, sometimes I need it to crash to desktop to get out a game, because if I try to log out normally, it hangs up on that black screen and I got to go to my task manager. So having a limpet controller that just crashes me to desktop would be more convenient.
Why would you go to task manager when you can just use the Steam overlay to kill it quicker?
Next question.
Overlay. All right. Yes. I don't. All right. Everybody done talking about multi-Olympic controller? There's a little bit of excitement, but not. It was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
It's something that people have been asking about forever.
Yeah, I would be way more excited about it if I was about to take the Anaconda out into the black. But at this point in time, like, I'm not going to throw it on my AX ship and be like, yeah, I get to have decon and repair limpets in one slot, because, well, I kind of want that repair limpet to be as big as possible. And I feel like the balancing that they're talking about is not going to make sense in that, specific instance. I think it's going to be more for exploration ships who want to carry the scientific limpets, and not really for someone trying to use them in a combat sense.
Which is okay. I mean, the explorers are looking for new things, new modules and stuff.
I think it'll probably have uses if you want that specific case, I think the regular, whatever specific limpet controller you want, the collection limpet, when you want as many out as possible, obviously you're going to use that rather than the one size fits all limpet controller. So it's going to be interesting. But if you're kind of doing you want to do a little bit of everything in AX, I could see where you're doing both. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see how it falls out. I'm sure people are going to bitch no matter what they do, so they might as well just do it the way they want.
You can't please me. I'm going to be mad no matter what.
So that's what they said was on tap for Update 9. And then we move forward to after Update 9, and they threw a nice surprise picture of the view from the bridge of a fleet carrier. So it looks like we are definitely going to have the view from the bridge, and they're going to allow us to watch the jump from there, which is exciting. I'm excited for that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I got to eat my words, I guess. I think I said last week or sometime recent that I thought there was no chance we'd ever have something like a bridge or be able to see the jump from inside. So that's awesome.
I wonder, this is really, really grasping, if it'll allow us to, from the bridge, control the orientation of the fleet carrier.
Let me drive my fleet carrier in Super Cruise.
Let me let me turn it so that it's facing a favorable direction to take a picture with.
Or fly it around the planet to.
How about they just
park
let
right
us
next to-
change the colors of our pads, the two numbers separately, so it can have 07, two different colors.
Yes, I agree.
Or you can assign pads for docking requests come in, and you get to say you get docking pad. Blah. I don't know. That doesn't
that
sound
would
like compelling
no.
gameplay at all.
That's something that needs to be an automated process. Because I mean, yeah, what if some dude's just sitting there not paying attention?
Yeah, I'm. It would be cool if there was something we could do on the deck rather than just watching the jump. But if it's just watching the jump, that's something.
What if it has
It is.
Literally.
shutters on the window that close for the jump?
No, they did say in here that you will be able to watch the jump. They said that commanders will be able to experience a hyperspace jump seated inside a carrier and enjoy the view. So they're
view
saying
of
that you
what?
will be able to watch the view of the shutters. No,
Yeah,
they're
the
saying you'll be
shutters.
able to watch the hyperspace jump. If that's not what they're saying, Jesus Christ. Let's see what else, and adding more narrative and more to come. So that was the extent of the dev update, but it did have people, relatively excited today. It was good to see some news. I got nothing else on it.
It definitely feels like there's a heart beating in what we thought was a dead horse. My blood's
Yes.
Very strange way of putting it, but okay.
Well, it's nice that we're getting actual news, and it seems like there's actual progress now. They're adding stuff. I mean, all of a sudden some more powerful AX weapons added. That gives me hope that we're going to be seeing some new, thargoid variants soon. They're fixing the performance is getting better all the time. Added some more engineers. It's a big galaxy. They're just adding stuff, and they're giving us a heads up that more stuff is to come. So gives us some hope, right?
So what I'm wondering is, are they fixing the Guardian weapons, making their penetration higher to kill the Thargoids easier? Are they doing that in preparation of the next bigger, badder one that's just going to make us hate ourselves again? Or are they just making it easier to make it easier?
If there's like some sort of other one, how do you make it harder to kill than the Hydra and still be fun?
Yeah, an enjoyable experience. Killing a Hydra is not fun.
Maybe
But
like
then again,
bigger, maybe with some like new strategy.
Mechanics.
Taking it
There'll
out.
be new mechanics. Right now, all of them have the same mechanics, just stronger as you work your way up.
You're right. Right. So it's got to be something different to the formula if there is a new one.
Yeah. I mean, all of them have the shutdown. All of them have caustic missiles. All of them have a swarm. All of them have hearts. They're all the same.
That one time didn't they respond to Teflon talking about Thargoid romance? I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Thar porn that we're gonna have.
Look, I mean, we can't discount it. It's a possibility. They might be listening.
I search Pornhub every day for Thar porn, and it's never there.
Wait, every day.
Every day. Someday somebody will make it. I'm on there right now. Oh God! All right, you can cut that from the show later.
Nope, that's staying in the show. One thing I just realized is they didn't fix the pylons animation in this update.
At the Guardian sites?
Just a small thing. Yeah, just a small thing to throw in there. Let's see if the missiles actually deploy. Ooh. But yeah, anyways. Continue with what you were going to say.
I didn't notice today if the radar was fixed. Is that fixed? Are things floating up in the air still on the little radar screen?
I haven't been on.
Let me orient
Let's get
myself.
near your ship.
The ship does appear to be in the sky.
Still, okay.
It is
So
in
they
fact
didn't fix that yet.
No, they did not fix this Guardian stuff yet. Which is funny because, new Guardian stuff was kind of, a part of the recent events.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just it. When they go throwing, where also we need to go back out to the Guardian sites, it'd be a good time to sneak something new into the Guardian sites.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, we're about to do something that's going to send thousands of people to the Guardian sites. Should we fix them? Nah.
Nah.
It'd be
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. This is fun. Well, I think we covered everything in the notes. Anybody have anything else, or should I cheese it and get the hell out of here?
Cheese it.
What's upcoming community events? We got a schedule
Tuesday
now.
CQC, Wednesday bugs at this point. If
Yes.
you
Yeah.
want to know guaranteed, stop by the Discord, check our events channel. But
I know.
right
How do we
now, I
get to the
believe that
Discord?
they're both tentatively in there. Discord, yes, sorry.
How do we get to the Discord?
Use a computer or your phone.
What's
that?
Discord?
Discord.io/loose screws.
Yes, sir.
What about
I covered it at the beginning
loosescrewsep.com?
when you weren't here.
Oh, okay. I'm being the dickhead.
This
then.
was already
My bad,
covered.
guys.
No. I'm being the dickhead as usual.
All right. Oh, and the tone control. I'm gonna plug that.
Do it.
Okay. Check out the tone control. They have their own Discord and the tonecontrol.com if you need a real life audio engineer.
Yes.
Appointment
Yes.
only, please.
Don't show up at his door knocking.
They are recording their 200th episode tonight.
Yes.
Of that podcast with some interviews from
special guests from Keller Guitars
in California, isn't it?
Yep.
I feel like that would mean something if I was into guitars.
Why can't they get like some really good guitarists like Bon Jovi or
the Brad Paisley Band, 5 Seconds of Summer?
Paul McCartney.
Everybody's heard of the Brad Paisley Band.
I've heard of Brad Paisley.
Yeah, his band.
I didn't know it's called The Band.
Well,
it's
Brad
not
Paisley's just the dude. The band is the band.
Meh.
When they get Leonard Skinner on there, then I'll be impressed.
Yeah, they have a whole list.
I have some bad news for you about them.
Oh no!
They've been on their farewell tour like 20 times across 15 years.
Well, that's awesome that we started talking guitars right at the end, because this week's cheese chat is about cheese graters.
Ooh.
And because Dubs inspired me. He shared a picture of us. I don't know where he saw this thing. It's the Shredder cheese grater. It's a cheese grater shaped like a guitar. You have to see this thing. It's like a flying V cheese grater. He didn't buy it and send it to me, so I hate him forever now. But
I mean, I didn't see it in person. I would have bought two if I saw it in person.
Yes, it's super awesome. And I was going to talk about all kinds of cheese graters and stuff, but I'll be honest with you. I only time I use a cheese grater, I like pull out the food processor these days, and I can grate like mountains of cheese super fast. So I don't really risk scraping my knuckles on a cheese grater anymore. But I would if I had a guitar shaped the Shredder cheese grater. Just
what if it played music while you were shredding on it?
Well, I scrolled down to the Tesnick GIF he posted the other day too. You really need to go see Mickey Mouse, how he turns cheddar cheese into Swiss cheese. I'll just leave it at that. If you want to see it, you got to go to the Chig chat on our Discord.
There was another good Mickey Mouse cheese meme in the Discord at one point.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
People are geniuses. I'm just I love that. Like, yeah, that's amazing. I think that's it. Can we kick this pig, or do we kick the pig at the end?
My carrier will be down in the Pleiades area, 10 forward. Probably get into some of this bug hunting stuff down here where they've attacked in the coming days. Just FYI.
Is there a big escalation going on? Is that what I heard? Yeah.
Yeah. They attacked both the Witchhead and the Pleiades Nebula.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I mean, weren't they attacking in the bubble here just not too long ago? Why?
Cornsar. They were baited into Cornsar with some Guardian artifacts spread throughout the system.
Get wrecked, Thargoids.
Yeah, I want to murder more bugs. Definitely, I got to get back to the bubble. I'm going to work on it as quick as I can. Not blowing up in a Sidewinder.
Get back here, build you an Imperial Eagle AX ship, and me and you can go wreck them.
That sounds, for sure. That's an awesome idea. All right, that's it. I got to figure out how to shut this thing down again. Paste this.
It's voice activated. You
just tell him, Craig, go away.
Craig.
Get out of here, Craig.
Go away.